I discovered that my own little postage stamp of native soil was worth writing about, and that I would never live long enough to exhaust it. William Faulkner.
singing ever since I bought it. Danced through the kitchen all the morning trying to get this food just right. Got a great group of guests and honored to have each and every one of you. And give you something special to remember us by. And it goes like this. Giving honor to the lady that raised me. We call her Grandma. Grandmama was a cornbread cooking queen. Grandmama was a cornbread cooking queen. Grandmama, 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 oh grandmama. Grandmama was my cornbread cook and queen. Hey, hey. 2-piece chicken and a biscuit, get it while it's hot. 2 pork chops and a biscuit, get it while it's hot. Grandmama, 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 grandmama. Grandmama was my cornbread. Cook and clean. Hey. Thank y'all for tuning this deed. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Cucumber salad, cornbread salad. That's mustard greens, field peas, string beans, candied yams, collard greens, turnips, and of course, best fried chicken in the world. And then this is a tradition right here, the okra and tomatoes. And of course the cornbread is really something special. One day I said it and then put it on the sign. I said that I have the best fried chicken in the world, and I put it on the sign. And from there it became the best fried chicken in the world. Without a doubt. And now I believe it.
Yeah. Got it. That boy.
Low place. We just got to convince some of those ducks to come back.
Yeah. How are we going to do that?
We're going to talk really sweet to them. We're going to send out some invitations. Really sweet. We're going to send some really sweet. I love you. This is a great place to hang out. Come have fun. Y'all are the best. Get all your stuff and come over here. Huh? Bring everything that comes in.
think that you should know. I still miss you every day. Time seems to move so slow, and your memories won't fade away. Today, today's a brand new day, baby. Tomorrow's gonna be a new day too. I think that it's getting just a little bit easier every day of my life that I can live. Every day I can live my life without you, baby. Live my life without you, baby. I don't wanna live my life without you, baby.
It's funny about people have their own ideas about what blues music is, and if they haven't heard it before, then that means it's not good or whatever, you know. So, the kind of music that I learned how to play has been labeled juke joint blues. But you know, why label music? Charles Mingus used to say, you can't label my music, it's not jazz. You know, the guys that stayed here and didn't move anywhere, their music evolved into playing in the juke joints here, the electric guitar, and so they played it hard and fast. And it has a different sound than what happened in Chicago. In Chicago, they kind of, Muddy came up there with his Delta blues, and then all the other influences in Chicago, it became a certain style of blues. Whereas here it stayed more raw in form, and each individual was less influenced by other people. So you had you'd have a guy playing electric guitar loud and fast in a juke joint his own way. And the people that I've seen, I'm young, you know, I'm only 48, but it's more close to, this is pushing it, but to punk music. It's electrified and they're playing hard, you know, whereas they didn't do that in Chicago. You had people that came and went and died, and their music never was recorded or heard, and they didn't record the real raw stuff in the 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way through. The labels H.C. Spear and Jackson and Paramount Records, they didn't record the raw stuff. They liked the nicest, polished blues that they came across when they auditioned people. But that doesn't necessarily, the deeper blues is usually raw. Charlie Patton's music is got more blues in it than Robert Johnson's did. So that's the blues. The blues is what takes place in between two notes. And it's a really strange phenomenon. They can't put it in musical tabulation. You know, they're still trying to put Robert Johnson's music down, and they're still struggling. They can't get it right, you know, because what is he doing there between those notes, you know? There's an element in the blues that they took with them, that the real blues players, when they died, and the ones that are left, for instance, there's T. Mulford with Cadillac, John Nolden, who plays a harmonica. He worked on a farm all his life, and he's connected to the same thing that gave birth to the Delta blues, the hard labor in the fields and the oppression of the white man, and being poor, you know. So those elements that gave birth to the Delta blues, he's 85 and he comes from that era. He's still connected to it. You can't, someone like me can't duplicate. It can't be duplicated. There's certain parts of it they're taking with them, and it's going to be lost. Because the music is an honest expression. So I can't honestly express that, those things that gave birth to the music. So that aspect of all of it is something that is an educational process of educating the rest of the world, because a lot of people don't believe that. But until you see someone like him perform, then you get it, and you understand the music. Said that I would always ask him what real blues was, and he said, I can't sing the real blues, I'll start crying. And he said, y'all don't want that. Y'all want me to really perform for you today and start crying? He said, you know, that's the real blues. It's a slow blues song. And he said, I hear everybody answer that question and they don't know what they're talking about. What is blues? You know, oh, the blues is your woman leaving you. Oh, the blues is happy song. You play the blues to be happy and all that kind of stuff. Son House called Hogwash.
A couple of blacks came in, and the hostess says, what am I going to do? I said, you're going to serve them. Well, the hostess was white. So the next morning she goes down to the office and tells them a couple of blacks came in last night and Jocelyn made me serve them. So Woody comes up next day and he says, "You're not going to serve black people in this restaurant." I say, "You got a whole staff of blacks running it. Why can't you serve them?" I say, "Well, then you come up here and tell them you can't serve them, because I'm not going to do it."
I wouldn't do it either.
And he said, "Oh, yes, you're going to do it." I said, "Or what?" He said, "You're just going to do it." I said, "I'm not Judas. I'm not going to do Christ like Judas did it." When I used to go into markets and get mullet, and like Marty Wagner and them would bring me mullets, because they know we eat anything. And we were poor. And my dad was an old hotel chef, and my mom's brother worked with, and they worked together. And we had the scraps, you know, like they trimmed the meats. And the same thing when Harold and I got married. Trilby had taught him how to cut meat, fillet fish and everything, strip the chickens, the back that come out the chicken, and the butt, what they cut off, you know,
When I
on the
was
hip.
growing up, my favorite 2 pieces of chicken were the back and a wing.
Well, let me tell you, I would take them and make chicken gumbo out of them. And my mom had 7 kids left there. And when Harold brought a big batch of those things, I'd say, "Mom, you want me to make some gumbo?" She said, "Yeah." And we'd make gumbo out of them chicken butts. And the fish, when he took to strip them out, there's always around the throat of the fish. Now they had a restaurant in Pascagoula that sold fish throats, snapper throats.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yep.
But they used to bring it on Sunday. They would close their restaurant and eat at Trilby's, and they would fry up a batch of those snapper throats and bring them to us. Man, you talking about good. We're going to do a trout almondine, a broiled shrimp, and a crab meat au gratin. And that way, they'll make pretty pictures, okay?
All right.
Okay, and you can eat. Well, everybody that comes here and they come back, they said, "We're back." I said, "Oh, it was pretty good." They said, "We came to see you."
Yeah.
wait, wait.